Group 2, you are ready, right?
Yes,
With
sir.
your presentation. Which one?
Yes.
You okay?
I'm from Group 2, sir.
You are
I'm
from
from
group.
group one. Yes.
Okay. So all the participants are Lokesh, Avinav, Simran, Samarth, Survi, Arvind, Ashini, Nikhil, Megha, and Raghav. Okay. Hmm. Fine. Then let me start with my regular content. Okay. And I will uh, I will set the stage for you in next 1 hour. No, not even 1 hour. For 45, 50 minutes. Okay. So that you get the time to complete your presentation. Okay, then let's start. So just a small recap. We have started the uh, enterprise IT implementations, which is actually the ERP. And yesterday, we have seen in the last day, we have seen ERP is a good thing to implement, and we should not be leaving any opportunity. We should not be missing any opportunity to join a ERP implementation activities. Okay, that is one. ERP is costly, ERP is time consuming, change management, then the compliance, okay, and the legacy softwares and all are basically the challenges. And we have two types of ERPs these days. One is on-premise ERP, which is the older one, and now as we are having the cloud everywhere, so cloud companies are also being provided that ERP softwares. So which is less costly and less time consuming. Okay. Uh, so after that we have moved towards the different business processes actually, how ERP can what means those processes actually ERP implements. The most the important process is order to cash that we have already seen. Okay, starts for the phone call from the customer and it aids and the updating the data in the account receivables. Okay, we have seen these are the key performance because everyone after implementation there will be change of operations. Nobody likes changes, and everyone will say that you have not done a good job. So you have to prove that, you have to measure that but these are the metrics actually through which you can measure the success of the ERP implementation. So that is the order to cash. Now we have also seen the opposite side of order to cash. It is order to cash is a selling cycle, and procure to pay, as the name suggests, P2P. Procure means it is the vendor handling, inventory handling, all those things will come up. So here actually we plan our procurement, we select our vendors, we put the purchase order to the vendors. Okay, then good, we receive the good, we check whether the purchase order and the good receipt are matching. If not, then there will be a return, then the account payables and all will be coming up. So in account receivable is from the OTC cycle, order to cash cycle, and account receivable is from the procure, account payable is from the procure to pay cycle. Okay. Here also we have some KPIs through which we have to measure the success of the P2P, this cycle, P2P cycle implementation. No, okay, then basically there is one good thing is days paid outstanding. DPO is one of the good thing, good measure. Okay, so what is the average days actually it takes to pay the outstanding amount? So it may be that if it is a bigger one, means days paid outstanding is a law means large means a bigger number. Okay, that means that credit policy, credit that negotiation is good, or you do not have the cash, so you cannot pay that. Hmm. So these are the few features we have seen. Okay. Yeah. Then now after OTC and P2P, see means every department, every organizations will have the accounts or the finance department. Account payable, account receivables has to be there, right? So as OTC, P2P are basically the foundation of any company, and these are the modules or the process the work. This process has been automated through ERP in many of the companies. R2R is another one which has to be there. R2R stands for record to report. Record to report. Okay, this is basically the finance. So whenever you see the term O2C, it will be sales. Whenever you see the term procure to pay, P2P, it is procurement, and R2R is the finance and the recording of the accounts data and all. Okay. So basically, this is actually the middle, the center of this process is the general ledger. Okay, so general ledger data is coming from different sub ledgers like account payable, account receivable, inventories. Okay, so all those things are coming, or from the third party system, the data is flowing to the central ERP system in the form of general ledger. Okay, so general ledger means from that we can see this. This is basically these are the reports. Okay, profit on loss, balance sheets, different types of dashboards, scorecards. Those can be generated with the general ledger. Okay, and obviously this general ledger is can be treated as a financial indicator as well. So the heart of this R2R record to report is general ledger. Okay. So issue is okay. Uh, See, we have seen in our database transaction processing. Okay, so all the financial transactions are being written out here. Okay, so month end, quarter end, and year end. These three means time zones. Okay, this the means consolidations of the accounts are being done or reconciliation is being done. Okay, so those three means especially the year end means in March or December in some cases. In US it is December. Okay, so those during these year ends, actually this R2R people who are basically managing the finance and accounts, they remain very busy in during these days. Okay, and there are so many unclosed accounts and all. I really do not understand what they say, but this year end, quarter ends, these are the times actually when this that department gets lots of means work. Okay, so that is the R2R system. Crux of the story, what is that? Basically, R2R has to be there because accounts and finance must be there for any organizations. Okay, so these are the three areas I just wanted to give you an idea. O2P, O2C, P2P, and R2R. These are the three areas in each and every, all the ERP implementations. It may be SAP, it may be Oracle, it may be cloud, it may be on-premise. But this business processes, sales, procurement, and accounts, finance and accounting has to be implemented. So that is the reason actually I just wanted to give you an idea of this three business process. Okay. So uh, now we are moving towards the extension of the ERP system. Okay, there are basically these are now the part not a part of the ERP system. If you go ahead and means get a DOU signed with the SAP, they will not give you these extended things. Extension means it is supply chain and CRM. So you have to specifically ask them to include supply chain management and the CRM, customer relationship management. These two portion, these two basically modules you would like to have in your organizations. Otherwise, the ERP vendors will not support. So I have given a name of extended ERP. Okay. What are those extended ERP? One is supply chain management, and after that, we will see the CRM, customer relationship management. Right. In one of the areas where in India actually, where we have seen very huge growth, and we have seen a very good result is supply chain management. Okay, I mean, I was thinking actually means but there is a last village of India of the country is Turtuk. That's what they call it. Turtuk in the Kashmir valley. Okay, they call it Turtuk, and there also I have seen there a small shop. Okay, in that village where you will be getting the Colgate toothpaste. So that is the power of supply chain management. The remotest village of the country is having the commodities. Okay, so that is basically the supply chain management. You must be knowing it better actually than me. Okay, uh, it is a series of activities here. This is important actually. Supply chain management is basically there was previously it was known as logistic management. Logistic management. Okay, now that has been termed as supply chain management and termed and extended to supply chain management. Okay, so basically it is a series of work that we have to do. That that workflow we will see out here. Okay, this is the process. See, we are not devising any process. There is a company, there is a group actually, group of people whose name is Global Supply Chain Forum. Global Supply Chain Forum. Okay, this is the forum actually who has given these 8 steps actually for supply chain management flow. That is a means worldwide accepted model, and India is very good at implementing this model. It seems. Okay, so the first one you see the supply chain is the customer relationship management. I was saying no CRM. So that is the first thing we have to do it. So actually uh, which actually deal with the customer interaction data. So whenever you are calling to a call center and all, so they must be having the CRM software installed in their machine, and they can see your previous communication details. So that is definitely it is a means must have these days for SCM. Then customer service management. Okay, administering this is regarding the product and service contracts. Okay, so you are basically entering into a contract with the client. So this is basically managed by this part. Okay, then SRM, supplier relationship management. Of course, you have to maintain a very good, healthy relations with the suppliers. Okay, basically, the financial conditions, then their reliability, then their past records, innovations. Okay, what is the discounted price? What is the credit limits? So on this, actually, you have to select the supplier and keep the relations with the suppliers throughout the life cycle of the company. Okay. Then manufacturing flow management, it is only those companies actually who are doing some manufacturing. Of course, any product has to be manufactured, so that will be this part will be only applicable to the companies where the goods goods are being produced. Then demand management, of course, we have to provide the demand. Here actually you need the data, means data warehousing thing, okay, business intelligence, because you have to predict. Here you have to predict what should be the demand based on the previous experience, previous data. Okay. So then the order fulfillments, actually this is a very difficult, just even harder than produce that product. Okay. uh, you have to, means you have to supply, you have to you have to establish a chain where means through which you will provide your product to the remotest village of the country. So that is the order fulfillment part. That is, then product development and commercializations, of course, you have to see, you means in the market actually you have to keep a close eye. What should be the demand, why, what customer is going to like, how do you innovate new products. And the last but not the least, this is the return management. Return management has been introduced actually very recently. Okay. uh, you people are must be using this online shopping applications, Amazon, Flipkart, etc., etc. Okay. And you must have returned something, okay, already. You, as means maybe the size of your shirt is not right, so you would like to have a bigger size, next size, or the colors and all you do not like, so you want to refund and buy something else. So this refund policy, there is a data actually, it says 30% products are being returned. So if that was not there 10 years back, okay, so return policy, if something is being returned, then what is the process? Okay, the delivery boy comes at your residence and took it. Then where it is going? Okay, if it is going to the local warehouse, if it is going to the local warehouse, every piece of local warehouse has a price. Okay, so the return actually goes back to the warehouse, and again means how this is packed, again where it is racked, again where it has been racked and all. So all those things has to be considered these days, because return is, as I told you, 30% of your, means sell. So if you sell 50 100 shirts, 30% of the shirts you can expect to be returned. Warehouse is very costly, and if something is being returned, forget about your shorts and small things. Okay, if you find the TV, that not a TV, suppose your refrigerator, okay, or an AC, it is broken, then you will be returning. Okay, so whether that will go to the directly to the company, or it will be coming down to the warehouse, when that company, who between warehouse and company, the manufacturing or selling company, who are basically giving that fridge, refrigerator or TV which is faulty. Okay, so that return management is getting a headache or pain point for all the supply chain organizations these days. And it was basically that the global supply chain forum, previously it was 7 points, now you can see it is 8 points. Return is one of the major bottleneck or headache for all the supply chain companies actually. Okay, so moving to the next one. So these are the element we all know this. This is nothing new actually. Just giving a colorful visualization so that you can remember. So you have to source the supplier. You have to make or buy. Not only make actually, you can buy as well. Uh-huh. Then you have to deliver. Then you have to return actually, and of course you have to plan. Not only that plan. Now it is basically you have to forecast your demand as well. Otherwise, you will end up storing much more inventories. Okay. And inventory is always very costly these days. So here also you see return is must be is there. Okay. To go ahead, one is push model, supply chain, push model, and pull model. So in the push model, actually, we are pushing the sales. So supplier is pushing the means producer, then distributor, then retailer, then the customer. So normally, the supplier is saying that to the company that you produce 50 shirts for me. Then the producer is producing and putting it to the distributors. Then it is going to the retailer, and then the customer. Okay, so customer is the end for the push model. Obviously, pull model actually customer orders. Here the customer is ordering. Okay, so customer is ordering, then the retailer is taking the replenishing the stock. If it is already not there from the distributor, then the distributor only can distribute if the product is already produced. If not, it goes to the producer to produce the product, and then it goes to the supplier. So that is our two different models. Very simple. Okay. So obviously push model, actually we are pushing, selling these things. Okay. And pull model is basically what we are doing. We are basically, it is a customer oriented model. Okay. Simple to understand, but somehow we have to tell you that there are two models. Okay. Now you can definitely explain what is the push and what is the pull model. Push is definitely every time you see a push model, that means you're just pushing, means selling something, marketing. Okay. And pull model is customer is asking for that. Okay. You are not pushing that. So these two types of supply chain models are there. Okay. And demand management is, as we were telling, have you heard this? Bullwhip? Bullwhip. You can search in the net, you will be getting a hell lot of materials on bullwhip. Okay, bullwhip means if you are a whip and if you just give a little movement or nudge, as it called, it create little movement in the parts closest to the handle, but parts further away would move more. Okay, so if that customer is having a whip and he gives a nudge, okay, then it will have a small movement in the retailer, a bigger movement in the distributor, and the biggest movement to the farthest part, manufacturer. Okay. In the supply chain world, actually, if you the customer is little making a movement on the whip. Suppose we are thinking that we have a whip. Okay. In the demand, whip in the demand. Okay. Then that travels the supply chain, means all the nuts and bolt of the supply chain. Okay. As we move away from the customer, we see a bigger movement. Okay. So let's see once. So what is the effect of this? Effect is, this is basically the inventory. You have to forecast, you have to see your demand, and accordingly you have to make your inventory so that you don't lose the opportunity of selling or earning money. So obviously means there will be an inventory to the local retailer, local grocery shop, suppose. Then the grocery shop, then at the upper level, there will be a distributor. That person will be also having some inventories. Then the central distributor, okay, will have or a master distributor will have another set of inventories. And okay, and of course, the producer will also have another set of inventories. So one side there is a producer, other side there is a customer. In between there are 5 6 levels. In each and every level there will be inventories. So normally we have seen there may be around basically 6 months inventories are also already lying down. And inventories, keeping an inventory is always cost, space cost, and the cost of the goods and the money. If you do not sell that, it is not being encashed. So money is also stuck. Okay. So that is the thing. So when you have the means everyone actually tries to themselves from the stock out situation. So they don't miss the customer order. Huge buffer of inventories around 6 months can exist. Okay. So this bullwhip web ultimately causes the upstream manufacturers, obviously manufacturers will be always upstream, to have the increased uncertainty, which result lower forecast accuracies. So it is very difficult to predict the demand. Hmm. So we end up having inventories in each and every step of our supply chain, and that is a place actually where we have a huge chance of opportunity, huge opportunity to improvement. So that is the bullwhip effect.
Hello, sir.
Have you heard this? Yes, please.
Sir, I have a doubt actually.
Please.
Sir, wasn't the bullwhip effect that like it's like a cascading effect? Basically, sir, one small like kind of a butterfly effect. Sir, one small change
Yes, correct.
as you go
Suppose
up the
I
supply chain, it'll become bigger.
bigger and bigger. Yes, suppose a bridge. Take an example of bigger one. Okay. Suppose a bridge is being made, right? Now you need concrete for that. Okay, some tons of concretes you need. So you get different quotations. Okay. Now that you need some concrete means the customer that customer has already given a nudge to the whip. Okay. So the nearest concrete bala will not be able to support that. Whatever inventory that shop has. So obviously we have to go to the distributor. Distributor will say, okay, you need that much X ton of concrete. Fine then. Okay. Then I have this much and I will put an effect of the producer. By produce the concrete, I need concrete. Okay, so there is in Bengal, I can say the majorly there is a district called Purulia. You may be knowing that. The nice, very good, very means it is a very good tourist spot actually, Purulia. There you will see different mountains are there, dry mountains, okay, stony mountains. So all that stones actually being made from that. Stones means that construction stones. So the order will go to that producers. So what producer is saying? Producer is saying that we have to give X ton of this thing. Producer is saying, okay, I already have 50 tons, you take this. Then so there is a whip actually, something cascading effect. You are right actually, butterfly effect. As you are moving away from the customer, the effect is more. Okay. So that is the thing actually. So now means there are some, suppose there is some floods and all, okay, devastating effect, then we have to rebuild rebuild that area, okay, then you will find that blue whip effect actually. So whip has been nudged and the movement is being shown to retailer to everyone because there is a big order has been generated. It is actually a cascading effect, but it is basically what is happening. It is ending up having unnecessary big inventories. That's the point. Okay. So now CRM. We have seen CRM is nothing but a part of supply chain because we have to sell something, right? So CRM basically are basically having this cycle: marketing, sales, feedback, and then support to the customer. It is customer first. Okay. There are some data. This is a very recent data. 86% customers willing to pay more for a better customer experience. Okay. Then customer centric companies actually are having 60% more profit. And 1 in 3 customers will leave a brand they love after just one negative experience. A customer is loyal till that time, huh? Means when the customer is happy with that, even a single negative incident will take away this customer. So CRM is a must actually. Okay. Uh, this is majorly being used, everyday use by the client facing or customer facing employees. Okay. Means and then means customer support to make the informed decision for upselling or cross selling. We have seen, means we know what is the upselling and what is the cross selling. Suppose you are buying a what to say, uh, buying a shirt, then they will try to push a pen as well for you. That is a cross selling. But if you are buying one shirt and they give a offer, if buy two, the second shirt will be coming at 30% discount. That is the same product but at a lesser, cheaper rate. That is basically the upselling. Okay, so these are the sales terms, and obviously customer CRM is always the selling thing, so it has to be very much customer centric. Okay, next one is see the revenue. See the revenue growth in last 10 to 12 years, 10, 15 years. Okay. It is basically growing leaps and bounds because every companies are investing in their CRM. Okay. Uh, means to help the sub customer across the globe. Okay, to give a better experience so that the customer have a better experience always, every time. Okay, it was 13 in 2010. Okay, and it is expected it will be 80 in next 15 years, means next 2 years, 2 3 years, 25. 13 to 80 in 15 years. That is the growth. Okay, 5 times in 15 years, which is basically havoc. Okay, so CRM is growing like something like this in the market. Okay, and now you have two types of CRM: on-premise and hosted. Hosted where? In the cloud. Okay, so just like our ERP, we have the on-premise and hosted and hybrid. Here also in the CRM also we are having hosted. We are also having on-premise. Okay, on-premise. So let us see the examples. See what are the names we know. Some of the hosted are CRM application on nimble.com. Salesforce has the major share. Okay, sorry. Salesforce. Salesforce is having the major share in the CRM industry. Okay. Then others are basically small player, not at par with Salesforce. Similarly, for the on-premise, okay, we are having SAP, we have Microsoft Dynamics, hugely used for medium-sized companies. Medium-sized mean 100, 200 employees. Okay, Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, Sugar CRM is coming out very clearly. Let's see how much it will go. Okay, so these are the on-premise CRM vendors. You have to remember this Salesforce. Do not forget this name. Okay, you must have seen that Nimble was there. Right now, Nimble is very much there actually, and Salesforce is taking the business market shares. And Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, this is the on-premise thing. Hmm. Okay, so these are the CRM stories. So lastly, we have, I think, yes. Well, actually, this is not. This is a slide where um, it was there earlier, means 5 years back as well. So you have to, if you are a marketing company or sales, no, marketing company, then marketing means then you have to do some analysis and all, right? Trend analysis, demand analysis, forecasting. So for that, there was a separate CRM module. Okay. And CRM for sales we are having for the client facing employees. So these were two different things. Right now, this marketing and sales CRMs has been integrated. There is not a means all the vendors are providing, all the CRM vendors, especially the Salesforce. Okay, they are providing their tools actually for marketing and sales. Another thing is that CRM for support. Okay, if your mobile phone is not working, okay, if your dongle is not working, then what do you do actually? If you need to change a laptop battery, okay, so you call the support, right? So there is a different support CRM which you can take separately to make the expense less, upfront expense less. Okay, suppose you are not selling anything, only you are supporting. So you don't need a marketing or sales. So you need a call center which will support only. So you take a Salesforce support. So it will cost less as well. Okay, so these are the types of CRMs you can have right now. You can see that provide 24/7 sales support through a library of FAQs. Okay, CRM database, align your support team thing. Okay, all in one ticketing systems. Okay, so all those things you will be getting with this. This is a very important slide for you. Okay, who are the CRM vendors? I told you Salesforce tops. Here is a Salesforce top, and Microsoft Dynamics is very useful for medium-sized companies. Okay, recently we got Zoho. I do not know how they are doing right now. Okay, other than this, the big players, big ERP players, Oracle, NetSuite, SAP, they are definitely there. Okay, these are a bit costlier, but it is there because I have started saying that these are the supply chain and CRM are extended ERP. Okay, so they all those everybody can do everything, but yeah, contact management everybody can do, email marketing, task management, lead management, everybody can do everything. Okay, so that is not this is not the easy, means important thing. Our thing is like this. These are the companies actually who are the CRM vendors these days. Okay. So CRM actually have part and parcel of our life for many of the organizations. Now, if you implement CRM, everybody will come up and say, "What? You have not done a good job. Previous system was there." So these are the KPIs. So while you are talking to the client for the first time, okay, you decide, and even in the contract, actually, you can mention in the contract while entering the contract, you can mention what is the measure for success. Okay, if you don't do it, then ultimately your good job, your all hard work will be wasted. Okay, you will not get the real appreciations. So these are the things that is the measure of for your success or failure. Monthly number of unconverted leads. Okay, if it is showing a decline, then it is good. Unconverted list. Number of lost opportunities. Email response list. You have sent 10,000 emails, only 10 of them has responded. Okay. Email click through rate. Somebody has at least opened that email. Okay. Email click through rate. Forget about response, whether that email has been opened or not. Okay. Then sales conversion to leads. Sales conversion to leads. Okay, so phone call to basically you have got a lead. Average collection period. Same for the O2C, average collection. How much money means what is the time for getting the money? On time delivery, definitely one. Number of complaints per month, another one. That is for your sales. Okay, sales CRM. Cost per call, time to first to call response. When we call, no, you are आप Qatar में हो, it will take 10 minutes to connect. Okay, that means you need to expand your facilities. Average time to problem resolution. Okay, call length, number of escalations. Okay, customer ratings, number of customer complaints that we have just seen. Customer attrition rate. Okay, the customers basically has gone out. Average customer retention period, profit per customer. These are the KPIs for CRM. Okay, so you have to choose from that big list what are the 4-5 KPIs you want to measure to see whether the business is doing good or not. Okay, so we have started today. We have started today with the R2R. R2R is what? Finance and accounts. General ledger is the main thing, central. Okay. And what about account receivables? Account receivables is from O2C. Account payable is from P2P. These are all sub ledgers. Okay. Then you also have inventories. Everything will be consolidated general ledger, and it will produce the profit and loss, balance sheet, scorecards, etc., etc. Month-end reporting, quarter-end reporting, and year-end reporting must be there in all the companies, and these reconciliations are difficult. And the accounts team, those who are managing this R2R, SAP R2R or Oracle R2R implementations, they will have sleepless nights. Then extended ERP, two parts. We know supply chain management, okay, and we have CRM, client relationship management. Both of them are part and parcel of majority of the business. Okay, there is a organization called Global Supply Chain Forum. They have given eight processes for a better supply chain. Return management is the newest entry after the penetration of online shopping things in the market. Okay, demand forecasting has to be there, otherwise you will end up having huge set of inventories. Okay, then bullwhip effect we have seen, push pull we have seen. This is the customer relationship management. Revenue is growing like leaps and bound. Two types of CRM, hosted and on premise. Okay, Salesforce.com is the major thing, means a major player in the CRM market. Okay. Sales and marketing CRMs are already integrated, and CRM for support, you can procure them separately for support purpose. This is the list of the vendors. Okay. We have SAP, we have Oracle, we have NetSuite. Of course, see, Salesforce is topping. Zoho and all are also CRM softwares. And the list of CRM KPIs are there. Why we are talking about KPIs everywhere? Because this is the measurement for your success. Okay. Log to kuch bolenge. So you don't, you if you do the good in the C means your KPIs perspective, you are good. Okay. Today I will stop here. So now it's time to group 1 to present. So I am stopping. Where to stop? How to? Okay. This one. So I am stopping my sharing. अरे क्या हो रहा है? So group 1. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll be presenting right now. I'll be sharing my screen.
It will be better if possible be there all means with the video. Others will also be on the video.
Yes, sir. Everyone would be on the video.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good, very good. Excellent to see you all. Okay, you are only 4 or yeah, somebody is joining. Excellent. Thanks for being here. You can start. I will get into the mute.
Is my screen visible?
No, not yet. Yeah, I can see that. Thank you.
Sure. So, sir, in today's presentation, we are Group 1 and we are going to be talking about the role of information technology in the agricultural sector. And we are 5 members in our group, namely Abhinav, Lokesh, Samarth, that is me, Simran, and Surbhi. So, starting off, sir, we know that the agriculture industry has radically transformed over the past 50 years. But having said that, we also observe that most of the changes have been mechanical in nature, like advances in machinery have expanded the scale, speed, and productivity, leading to more cultivation of land, for example. But now the actual revolution in agriculture is yet to take place, and the at the heart of which lies the information technology, that is the aspect of IT. So artificial intelligence, analytics, connected sensors, and other emerging technologies could further increase yields, improve the efficiency of water and other inputs, and build sustainability and resilience across crop cultivation. So, what we mean by this is the new upcoming technology would not only help in inculcating more features into our agriculture, but also help in bettering the current existing framework that we have for agriculture. And the mainly what would be pushing this revolution would be divided into three things, that is the massive internet of things, second one would be mission critical services, and third one would be the near global coverage, which also includes LEO orbit and satellites, etc. So, if on going further into the slide, we'll be looking at specific examples in agriculture where IT can be used, IT can be bettered to perform to our capabilities. So, we'll be looking at examples now. So the first one is weather forecasting. So as we know, climate change is irreversible and agriculture is the most affected industry for that. Unpredictable and at times severe weather is a critical issue that must be addressed. So we know that weather forecasting becomes imperative for agriculture business specifically. So first we have the chart of seeing where the projected impact of climate change on agriculture. So we know that climate is going to change in future with global warming being there, with uncertain weather being there. So we see that the report studies that major change would be on the decrease in yield rather than the increase in yield. So the downside effect of climate change is more rather than the upside, that says. So coming on to the next process, what process we use for weather forecasting is the first we collect the historical data, next comes the data processing, pattern recognition, third is the data validation, fourth model training, and final step is the weather forecasting. So, agribusiness can store and process countless data sets thanks to technologies such as Internet of Things, weather stations, weather collection data, and AI weather prediction, allowing them to be prepared for weather changes, respond quickly to them, and just be more agile in the actions that we take in agriculture. So, there are five things that we mainly monitor in agriculture weather forecasting, namely rainfall, humidity, air pressure, wind, and temperature. So the next feature that comes for IT in agriculture is the GPS, that is the global positioning system. So we've seen in the other sectors as well that GPS is thriving. It's becoming an indispensable part of our lives and other industries as well. So for agriculture, there are multiple benefits, some of which we would like to discuss are one would be the productivity increase, that is accurate field navigation reduces redundant applications and missed areas, allowing for maximum ground coverage in the shortest amount of time. And the next would be elimination of externalities. So as we know that productivity is increased as we saw in the first example, but the ability to work in low visibility field conditions such as rain, dust, fog, and darkness, that is the extreme situations, would be bettered by the introduce of GPS. And next is the efficiency part. The removal of the need for human flaggers improves the spray efficiency and reduces overspray. So that is another process by which we can increase our efficiency. And next is pest monitoring. Crop pest problems areas can be identified and mapped for future management decisions and input recommendations. Another feature that we would like to discuss is digital mandis. So what traditionally used to happen was that farmer would go to an APMC and he would have to travel long distances for the same. There would be demand and supply imbalance, a lot of middlemen, and it's basically a troublesome and lengthy process for farmers. So what digital mandi does is actually is a comparatively simple national warehouse based trading module that returns power to the farmer, we say. So, Digital Mandi is an electronic trading platform for agro commodities, as the name suggests. And this B2C mode assists for farmers by facilitating real time market price displays, providing seamless, secure online payments, thereby preserving their bargaining power. And it enables farmers to connect directly with distant located processors. So, their area and geography is not limited by this, they can be expanded further as well. So, next we are going to talk about drones, and it would be taken up by Lokesh.
So taking up drones are the future of farming, and with great refinements in the drone technology and implementation, we will see that the agricultural drone sector will take off in the near future. So going on the topic of how these drones are being used for agriculture, the first one is for mapping. Now, drones which are equipped with infrared camera sensors which allow the drone to see the spectrum of light that the plants use to absorb light for photosynthesis. So, from this information, using the normalized differentiation vegetation index, the farmers can understand how the plant's health is being affected and they can track effectively. And software analysis can be used to change the values in order to reflect the specific crop type and even in which stage of a specific crop it is in. And in addition to crop health, the drones can also be used to create a detailed GPS maps of the crop field area. Now moving on to the second use of the drones, which is spraying. So to maintain the yields, the crops require fertilizer and pesticides application, as we all know. And manually driving a vehicle through the fields to spray or crop dust by manned airplanes that certain countries use These have become the method of the past. Now, crop spraying drones can carry large reservoirs and can be operated more safely, and also can be operated more autonomously, and maintained and it can be maintained at just a fraction of the cost when you compare it to the crop dusters. And the third use of irrigation. So drones equipped with thermal cameras can provide excellent insight into irrigation by highlighting areas that have pooling water or insufficient soil moisture. So these issues can severely affect crop yields and the quality of the crop. And thermal drones, they give farmers a better way to understand their fields through more frequent inspections and surveying. Moving on to the next slide. Now, this is called the remote sensing process, wherein the satellite is used to relay information back to the ground and to the farmer, and then further analytics can be used to make the process of this whole agriculture more efficient. So the process starts with first with the emission of electromagnetic radiation from the sun. Then in the second step, the EMR interacts with the atmosphere and is reflected back. So through that way, we get the information of what will be the cloud cover and how much sunlight the field will be receiving. In the third step, as we can see, the interaction of EMR with the ground objects and subsequent reflection. So through that, it can help the farmer in marking the GPS territory of the whole agricultural field, and also keep a check on the crop health. And the fourth one is when it gets reflected back and the energy gets recorded by the sensor. In the fifth step, the information which is recorded by the satellite gets transmitted. And in the sixth step is the processing of the data, wherein all the data that is relayed back to the computers of the analyst can be further analyzed. Now, the uses of these remote sensing technology, the first one is soil mapping. So soil mapping is one of the most common, yet it is one of the most important uses of remote sensing. And through soil mapping, the farmers are able to tell which soils are more ideal for which crops, and which soil requires irrigation and which ones don't require it. So this information helps in precision agriculture. Moving on to the second use is the crop production forecasting. So remote sensing is used to forecast the expected crop production and yield over a given area and determine how much of the crop will be harvested under specific conditions. So the researchers can be able to predict the quantity of crop in a given farmland over a given period of time. Moving on to the third one is drought monitoring. So remote sensing is used to monitor the weather pattern of a given area, and the technology also monitors the drought patterns of the area. So this information can be used to predict the rainfall and also tell the time difference between the current rainfall and the next rainfall, which helps to keep a track of the drought conditions in the area. Water mapping. Now, remote sensing is also used in mapping of water resources, which can be used for agriculture over a given farmland. So, through remote sensing, the farmers can tell where the water resources are, and whether the resources are adequate to irrigate the whole farm. Moving on to the next slide, which will be taken up by Surbi.
So I'll be talking about the weed control. So firstly, we like to talk why is there a need to control it. So basically, special crops or any types of crops do not have adequate spectrum of pesticides and chemistries to control weed, and they're basically dependent on hand weeding to achieve that sort of activity. So and because of labor shortages, that leads to higher cost for land basically, and the whole business. So therefore many technologies have arrived, basically technologies such as machine vision technology along with data processors have been developed to enable commercial machines to recognize crop row patterns and control automated devices that perform tasks such as removal of weeds as well as thinning crops to get the desired result. There are also a lot of techniques to detect weed, such as GPS guidance, like we talked about. Another is machine vision detection, and the third one is electromagnetic absorbance. Can we move to the next slide, please? The next example that we like to talk about is GIS, which is Geographic Information System. So GIS is not a very common, it's not a new phenomena anymore. So agriculture sector in the mainstream of the rural Indian economy around already has this, where we have the social economic privileges and privileges around, and any change in its structures is likely to have a corresponding impact on the existing pattern of social equality. So basically, what GIS does is it enables farmers to map and project current as well as future fluctuations in precipitation, temperature, and crop output, etc. There are many benefits to this system, such as for example, the future growth in agriculture comes from, basically it has to be very cost effective, which comes with this technology. Secondly, it also helps substantially in effective crop yield estimates, therefore producing more accurate and reliable crop estimates that helps reduce uncertainty. Another benefit that it has is it helps farmers to achieve increased production and reduce costs by enabling better management of land resources. Also, we can say that it conducts crop forecasting and manages their agriculture production by utilizing multispectral imagery collected by the satellites. Lastly, it also has the capability to analyze soil data and determine which crops should be planted where and how to maintain soil nutrition so that the plants are benefited. Next, we'd like to talk about is smart farming. So, smart farming is basically a management concept which is focused on the agriculture industry with the infrastructure to leverage advanced technology. It can include big data, cloud, Internet of Things, like we talked about, tracking, monitoring, automating, and analyzing operations. So basically, what happens is it has sensors in fields, on tractors, and on satellites high above, which constantly are collecting data. This data is then converted into information that farmers and land managers can use to make decisions about the crops and the patterns, therefore boosting productivity and basically reduces environmental impacts as well. So next, Simran will be talking about the Kisan call centers. Thank you.
Thank you, Survi. Moving
Thank you.
forward with the next use of IT in agriculture, we have Kisan call centers. Now, basically, Kisan call center is a hybrid of information and communication technology and also the agricultural technology. So it makes use of the backend data support system. That is the part of the entire management information system. That is the MIS as we know. From 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days all week, a central call center has been built to accept the farmer questions and provide answers in their native language. This software does is that it records the caller information and query specifications, which further allows for the analysis of the area and the crop level facts within a specific time framework. And this further leads to provision of proactive solutions. Now, later, CC was actually transformed into a control room, giving preventive remedies to mitigate the crop damage on the area specific basis across Madhya Pradesh during the 2009 Kharif drought and the unexpected floods in the October 2009. Moving on to this slide, Kisan Call Center also utilizes the communication bandwidth in IT so as to connect the farmers with the scientific community of the agricultural experts. So basically what it has three levels named level one, which is the basic call center interface with high quality bandwidth and also the local language proficient agriculture graduate. Level two, which has a subject matter specialist on the concerned important crops and enterprises. They are connected through the good bandwidth telecom and also good computer connectivity. Now, level three is the management group to ensure that the farmers get the ultimate answering and the resolution of all whatever queries that they have, which were not resolved at level 2, and then they are connected on the offline mode. Now, basically, in this whole entire system, acquisition of the knowledge is the first step in the whole process, which is then followed by the distribution and the interpretation, and finally the outcome, as we can see in the diagram here on the slide. Moving on to the next slide. Samat, could you? Yes. Fifth use is the M-Krishi. Basically, M-Krishi is a platform now which the farmers can install either on their low-end mobile phones or even on the high-end mobile phones, wherein they can get expert advice by just paying 40 to 80 rupees per month. For example, whenever a farmer enters his location on M-Krishi app, so agricultural sensors connect to the geolocation services like GPS and also the Google Earth, so as to deliver local weather uh, or the soil condition, whatever it has, common pests that occur in that area, and also the food grain prices to the expert on the other end, so as to resolve the queries for the farmer. Now, farmer can also attach photo on this platform if they have mobile cameras on their phone. Again, it comes in three versions. That is the M-Krishi Lite, which is the most popular version for the farmers, and which has the interactive voice response. Second is the regular version, which uses a mobile application that could be downloaded on their phones as well. And third is the M-Krishi Plus one, which supports like automatic weather station. Now, in this whole process, information technology basically like serves as a decision support system. Farmers connect with an automated database, which wherein all systems contain best practices and recommendations, so as to handle the most common queries which all the farmers have, and otherwise they can also get recommendations from the experts. The next slide would be taken up by Abhinav.
Thank you, Simran. Now coming on to the another initiative, that is ITC eChopal, where ITC company is leveraging IT to benefit farmers as well as reap benefits for themselves. So first of all, what is the meaning of eChopal? So basically, Chopal is a Hindi word which means a place where villagers meet and discuss their day-to-day activities. So basically, eChopal model has been designed to tackle the challenges that is posed by Indian farmers, uh, particularly Indian agriculture. By fragmented farms, there is weak infrastructure, and there are numerous intermediaries between the process of cultivating the crop and it reaching the market. So basically, it helps the Indian farmers who are caught in a very vicious cycle of low risk taking ability, due to which there is a low investment. They invest less, due to which there is low productivity and there is weak market orientation as a result. There is low value addition and low margin, due to which again they have to go for low risk taking ability. So this cycle, ITC is trying to replace it by higher productivity, higher income, as a result of which there will be enlarged capacity for risk management and there will be larger investment and higher quality and productivity. So it is basically a bottom of pyramid model, which is for lower socio-economic group, which is constituting large part of community, that is farmers in this case, where we are using technology to provide benefit to them. Today, each Opal is reaching out to more than 4 million farmers across the country, covering more than 40,000 villages, and is bringing a very tangible change where Indian farming is working by bringing in information technology in the area. Samarth, can you go to the next slide, please? Now, we'll talk about the process, how it works. So basically, as we talked, it leverages IT to cluster all the value chain participants, delivering the same benefit as vertical integration techniques does in advanced economies like America. So basically, with it is a clear portal initiative where village internet kiosks are managed by farmers, whom they call sanchalaks. These sanchalaks basically enable the agricultural community access ready information in their local language, and they disseminate information on weather and market prices, knowledge on scientific farm practices, and facilitate the basically the sale of farm inputs and purchase farm from the farmers' doorsteps. So basically, it eliminates the need of various intermediaries which are not needed in the process of farming, and basically increase the margin for both farmers as well for themselves. Basically, real-time information and customized knowledge is provided by eChopal, which enhances the ability of farmers to take decision and align their farm output with market demand and secure more quality and productivity into the whole process. So basically, a direct marketing channel, Mandi system for price discovery. eChopal eliminates all intermediaries and multiple handling, thereby it reduces transaction cost, and it is a win-win situation for both farmers as well as for ITC. While the farmers benefit through enhanced farm productivity and higher farm prices, ITC benefits from the net low cost of procurement, despite offering better price to the farmers because of elimination of intermediaries. So this was about the eChopal. Now coming on to the conclusion part of our slide.
Yeah, can
As
we
we all
stop here basically for the sake of time only? Huh? Hope you don't
Okay,
mind,
sure.
Abhinav. Sure. That was the last slide, it
No, sir,
seems.
not at all, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
sir. There are two
conclusion.
slides for conclusion. After this,
Okay,
one more
fine.
slide is there.
So group 2. Hello, group 2.
Yes,
Nice
sir.
presentation, and thank you for creating this and presenting. So
Thank you,
group
sir.
2, quickly, if you can start. Yeah.